It up over the PA system here at Staver Field, and he is not wearing a UPN8 sports microphone tonight, but hopefully over the PA system we'll be able to pick up his calls. So Zampogna now has it teed up and back deep for Lely, number 22 Alex Darius, and over here on the near side is number 25 Chris Gilliland.
Here we go. The kickoff is being sponsored by Spectator Sports Restaurant in the Sunshine Ace Plaza, just off Bonita Beach Road.
Zampogna's kick is fielded by Gilliland. He's got it at the 10. He comes right up straight to sidelines and can't get away from number 1 out there, and that is Clenard Santil. Clenard Santil comes in and makes the stop. But he did the right thing, Kevin. He went straight right up the left-hand side.
Well, and kind of painted himself into a corner because he didn't have an awful lot of room, Joe.
Albert Heasley, Mike Durning, Billy Wilkie, Brandon Tyler, Jimmy Terrible, and J.T. Marius. Your backs are Chris Gilliland, Luke Virgo, Stephen Octavian, Adam Radno, and the youngster we told you about, Ward Tanner.
And again, Radno is that, if you recall our game 2 weeks ago, he was just putting it right through the gap up the middle, just lowering his head. And
so here we come now. The Lely Trojans are running out of the wishbone offense in behind the sophomore out there, Ward Tanner. First down and 10, Lely at the 25-yard line. Tanner gives it back this time. It goes to Darius. Looks like number 22, Alex Darius, and Darius tries to sweep to the far side. Doesn't get much yardage.
Great pursuit there, Joe, and you're not going to make a whole lot of yardage going east and west.
Take a look now. Naples defensively, Pat Liebig, Chris Leonard, Andrew Pavel, and Francisco Clairvoix. Tom Martucci, Josh Bostwick, and Jules Montanar. And the defensive backs are Willie Bryce, Reggie Carter, Mike Woolley, and L.J. Montanar once again. All right, here we go.
Give Darius a yard on that last carry.
So it'll bring up a second down and 9. Coming out of the football game here to the near side is Steve Octavian. And once again, it is Ward Tanner up underneath, back split behind him. One receiver out wide to both sides. Tanner on second down and 9 from his own 26-yard line. He gives it off in there, and that is to the big guy out there. And that goes to Adam Radno. Radno, the senior, 5'11", 220-pounder, cracks the left side and gets out to the 29-yard line.
There he is, pounding it right up the middle, just off tackle. And, of course, off a lot of blue shirts there to get through. Take a look at it again from the ground level camera.
You know, getting up with somewhat of a gimp that time was the offensive guard Brandon Tyler, and they can't afford to lose him. Tyler, a big guy, a senior, 6'2", 202-pounder.
Third down and 6. We might get a chance to see the young quarterback's arm here, Joe.
So here we go. Lely Trojans with their first third down situation here in the opening quarter. And Tanner wants to throw. Pumps it out over here, and it is over the head of his intended receiver, Gilliland, and over the head of the defender, Mike Woolley. So it'll bring up a punting situation now for the Lely Trojans.
I think he looked into what he saw was double coverage and just decided better strong than weak and put it right out of bounds. See him double pumping, and I think he made his decision right there just to heave it.
But Merv Ward said prior to the football game that this young man has a pretty good cannon, and so he may not be afraid to unleash it here tonight. Radno back now to kick it away for the Lely Trojans. Back deep is number 6, Willie Bryce. Bryce. There's a bad snap. It goes over the head of Radno. The football is loose. It's going to be recovered in the end zone. Touchdown for the Naples High Golden Eagles. And it looked like it was number 15. We'll wait and see till they all get away from him over there so we can find out who it finally was. Here we go. Check the replay.
Now with his teammates have stopped attacking him.
What's way over his head?
Now remember, it always takes the snapper and the punter to come off with a good kick, so we'll see who falls on it. It appears to be number 15 out there. Yes, it is indeed. That's number 15, Bruce Gordon, the wide receiver.
And if we get a chance, well, we're not going to get a chance to see it again, but Coleman right there to knock the punter away from the ball as the kick goes up.
Zampogna's kick is up, and it is good. So the Naples High Golden Eagles, with 10 minutes and 8 seconds to go here in this opening quarter, have jumped out to a 7-0 lead.
And as you see, Coleman just knocked the kicker, the only real defensive person there, away from the ball, which allowed all those blue shirts just to scramble all over it. And coming up with it is Bruce Gordon.
So on a bad snap from center, Gordon recovers it in the end zone, and all of a sudden It is now 7-0 in favor of Naples.
So the first break of the game does definitely go to Naples, and very, very quickly.
So Levy gets it right back. They were thwarted on that first offensive possession. Our officials, by the way, tonight, our referee is Larry Ruda. The umpire is Mike Brown. The linesman is Steve Smith. The line judge is Dave Homburg. And the back judge is Rick Sanzone.
This kickoff is being brought to you once again by Spectator Sports Restaurant. It's just off Bonita Beach Road. That's exit 18 in Bonita Springs. The Sunshine A's Plaza. Get over there and tell the good folks we said hi.
Once again, back deep for Lely. You see Alex Darius. In the middle is Octavian, and over here to the near side is Chris Gilliland. As Zampogna gets set to kick it away. Another line drive kick. This time, Gilliland fields it right about the 1 yard line and tries to come back out. He is hit and drops back there, and there's should be a flag thrown right there, but they're not going to throw it.
No. Real late hit by.
It was number 40 came in, John Bostwick. Nailed one of the Trojans, but they didn't call it. Watch this on the replay now.
Spotted at the 14-yard line. First and 10, Lely.
Real knuckleball there by.
Well, let's see, those are tough to handle.
Yeah.
You can see Gilliland picks it up at the 1.
Gets away from the first and.
Yep, and he's brought down by Santil once again, Clenard Santil.
Real good tackle.
So here come the Lely Trojans now. First down and 10 from their own 14-yard line. The sophomore, Ward Tanner. Backs split in behind him. Receivers out wide to both sides. Tanner turns around. He gives it off on the inside. That time and going absolutely no place.
Boy, the middle of that
They
Naples
pick up
line.
nothing.
Middle of that Naples line is stout. We're seeing Pat Liebig, Chris Leonard, Pavel, and Clairvoy just doing a great job.
So it'll bring up second down and 11 now for the Lely Trojans as they move the football back to about the 13-yard line. So Lely once again with their backs against the goal line. Not a position they want to be, having to start a sophomore quarterback due to knee injuries to their previous 2 quarterbacks, Border and Gaidish, last week. Tanner turns around and gives it to the first guy through. That's Radno, and Radno can't find any running room either. He runs into a whole big pile of folks out there.
Actually, I think it was
Darius on the carry.
22, Alex Darius, you may recall, was our player of the game just 2 weeks ago. Had a heck of a game against Gulf Coast.
So they bring it back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up third down and 10 now for Lely. Coming into the football game is Luke Virgo. Bringing the play into Matt Tanner. We have 8 minutes, 43 seconds on the clock moving in a scoreless first quarter here at Staver Field.
Darius has just come out of the game, Joe, so I think we can look for a little bit of pass.
You got Octavian and Radno in there as running backs, and a flag comes down. It appears there's going to be too much time taken by the Lely Trojans. And that's one of the things that you really hate to see in this situation. So it's going to back them up, bring up a third down and 15 now for Lely. They'll back it up to the 9-yard line. They hope to get a little more room, at least for their punter. So here we go.
I was going to say, Lely just has not had any operating room so far in this game, Joe.
Not much at all. This is third down, their second third down opportunity tonight. They failed to capitalize the first time. Once again, Radno and Octavian split in the backfield. This one comes back to Octavian. He tries to swing wide, and I tell you, the guy who made that first contact out there, number 6, was Willie Bryce.
Terrific pursuit by Bryce to get him and just hold on to him until the rest of his teammates joined him. Take a look at it here. Cut back. There's Bryce pulling him down, hanging on for dear life. And then he gets the help that he needs to bring him down.
Of course, they spot the football, Kevin, inside the 5-yard line, which means that Radno is really not going to be able to take his full drop. He's going to be somewhere back in that end zone. You can see where he is. And he's not back his normal 15 yards, so this is going to be interesting to see what happens on this snap. And Radno has blocked. His punt is blocked. It's going to be recovered once again by the Golden Eagles. It goes out of the end zone. Or are they going to call touchdown? Who's got it? Another game, we can't pick up the number, but we'll get it for you. Take a look now. You notice he wasn't back, and he took a couple of steps, and bingo. Boy, that looked like it was number 9 in there to make the block out there. L.J.
The ball's still rolling.
And I can't pick up who's got that football. It looks like number 15 again. It's number 15, Bruce Gordon once again. So Gordon again on the block punt.
But if we see that again, the play was made much sooner than that. We'll show you right after the kick, which is up, and it's good.
So Zampogna makes it 14-0 in favor of the Naples High Golden Eagles.
Now take a look here. Watch number 9 as he gets right in there, right in front of the ball, right exactly where you have to be. When the kicker is in his motion, dropping the ball, as we've mentioned game after game, you've got to get in there about 3 yards ahead of where the ball will be, and that's exactly what he did.
So here we go. Levy once again. It's starting to rain just a little bit here, and who knows whether that's going to help anybody or whether it's not going to help anybody else. You can look up in the lights and see it just a little bit. And so here come the Levy Trojans. Now, the Naples High Golden Eagles are ahead by the score of 14-0. It was recovered by Gordon in the end zone.
All on defense. Have not run an offensive play yet, and they're up 14-0.
So Gordon has recovered both of these fumbles. You're right.
And, of course, Jules Montaner was responsible for that block, Joe.
So here we go now. This is the 3rd time that Naples has kicked off here in the first quarter.
And the kickoff once again will be brought to you by Spectator Sports Restaurant in the Sunshine Ace Plaza, just off exit 18, off I-75. Good food, good folks. Get over there and enjoy yourself.
So here we come now. Zampogna, once again, the left footer, will kick it away from his own 40-yard line. 3 Trojans back deep now, and the pooch kick.
It is.
And this time it is fumbled, and it is muffed. It's picked up over there by Naples High. It's picked up over there and running it. He's going to score. Getting all the way in the end zone is number 36, and that is Danny Dunford. Danny Dunford picks up the muff on the kickoff, runs it in for a score, and it is 20-0 with 7:29 to go here.
Let's take a look at it again, Joe. As you see, it's just going to be a pooch about 15 yards up in the air. One of the Trojans dives and tries to make an attempt for the ball, doesn't get it all. It bounces off his fingers, and there's Dunford. Pick it up, run against the grain. There's some blocking there, and all the way in, Dunford for the long one. So,
and here comes Zampogna.
20 points on the board. Not one offensive play has been run yet.
Zampogna in to kick it away out of the hold of Willie Bryce. We still have 7 minutes and 29 seconds to go here in the opening quarter at Staver Field in the 28th annual Coconut Bowl. What a unique trophy as far as the Coconut Bowl is concerned. It is an actual coconut with laces on top, sitting on top of a sawed-off baseball bat handle. And that's the coconut that was devised by the Naples and Levy principals many years ago. Zampogna's kick is good.
So 21-0. Here we take a look at it again. Watch this. 5, 10, 15, about 22
now watch
yards.
this. Now here's the muff punt, right? He muffed it about the 25. Now watch, Dunford will come in and pick it up. And you can see he runs it in the end zone. Actually, that was at 35. The 35-yard line. So it's a 35-yard return by Dunford. And now you see one of the assistant coaches, Kim Butts, over here on the near side talking to his special teams unit. And press box getting kind of crowded here. Starting to rain. Everybody comes in from upstairs. But it's not really a hard rain. It's just a drizzle. Our statistician asked us earlier, Barbara Hanen out of Cornucopia, Wisconsin. She said, if it's Friday night, it must be what? And I said football. She said, no, raining.
Exactly. The kickoff once again is being brought to you by Spectator Sports Restaurant. Just go up I-75, get off exit 18 there in the Sunshine Ace Plaza. Good place
here comes Zampogna's kick. This time he booms one. It's going to go into the end zone. So the Levy Trojans will start now out at their own 20-yard line.
which will be among their best position of the night.
Yeah, their opening kickoff, Gilliland took it back to the 25, and that's as far as they've gotten so far. So here comes Lely now with their third offensive possession of the night. They'll start from their own 20-yard line. Naples is yet to touch the football offensively, and they lead 21-0.
And there's still 7.5 minutes left on the board, Joe.
In the first quarter.
Right.
So here we go. Staver Field in nice condition. You look at the Lely cheerleaders down here on the near side.
You don't want to talk about the trophy for the Coconut Bowl. I knew if anybody knew what it was going to look like that you would know what it is. What is the significance of the baseball bat? Any at all?
Nothing. It was just what they found hanging around.
Oh, okay.
Just they needed a stand or something to put it on. That's about it. The pitch back goes over to Radno. Radno slips, breaks one tackle, but he can't get away from the rest of them. The Golden Eagles spearheaded out there by number 80 or 63, Chris Leonard.
Take a look at this again. Just a terrific swarming defense as Ragno starts to go down, gets his footing, but to no avail. Also in there on the tackle are Jared Cullen and Josh Bosworth.
So he loses about 3. It'll bring up now second down and 13 yards to go. In fact, they're going to mark it back even further than that. It'll be second down and 14 as they put it back at the 16-yard line. Now they're going to go into shotgun. Merv Ward said they installed the shotgun this week. So Tanner drops back in the gun. Looking over to the far side, puts it up and intended out there for Octavian. And Octavian is knocked down by Reggie Carter. So it'll bring up now third down and 14 for the Trojans.
Let's take a look at it again. He's going to Octavian all the way. And looks like some pretty good timing there.
Well, he throws well, but the problem is, according to the coaching staff, is he's just a sophomore. This is basically only the 4th game that he has played. He played 3 JV games, and now he's starting here. And while he has a real good throwing arm, he has yet to learn how to read defenses, how to read routes and stuff like that. So it's going to be a learning experience tonight for Ward Tanner. Here comes 3rd and 14 now. Tanner wants to throw again. He airs this one out deep downfield, and it is almost picked off by Reggie Carter.
I think Carter was out of bounds, but he does have an arm. You can see that.
Throws a nice ball.
Nice tight spiral, but by the time he gets down there, the only one around it is a blue shirt.
So hang on to your hats, folks. If you're a Lely Trojan fan, here comes another punt. The first time they punted, it went over the head. The snap was over the head of Radno.
Touchdown.
The second time, it was blocked. Touchdown. And then they returned a muffed kickoff for a touchdown, and we've come to the water break. With 6 minutes and 32 seconds to go in the opening quarter here at Staver Field, the score is Naples 21 and Lely nothing. Time to sip some of this good Crystal Springs water, thanks to Randy Franklin and friends, and we'll come back with more from Staver Field right after this. Field, you can see the score, 21-0, and Naples has yet to run an offensive play.
Joe, we talked about it earlier. We said it was going to be an interesting game. I don't remember seeing 21 points scored before the team that has the points has taken a snap.
Radno standing at his own 5-yard line. Willie Bryce back at the 45, and that one almost blocked again, but Radno gets it away, and Naples going to let it bounce. And it is downed over there by the Trojans, Zach Pricer, and they down it at the 36-yard line. So with Naples on their first offensive possession of the football game, leading 21-0, has it at the Lely Trojan 36-yard line.
Boy, and when your defense is operating as good as the Naples defense is tonight, it just cuts the field down to nothing.
Our first chance to look offensively, Jones, Martin, Murray, Brenko, Gore, and Wise, along with Santillo, Gordon, Coleman, Leitner, and Greco.
Now, we've obviously heard a lot about this Naples offense. Let's
got an official's timeout. Oh, this is the water break.
Well, then what the heck was that about?
Yes, that was a timeout that was called. Why they didn't use that as the water break is beyond me.
I guess they had to charge somebody. I didn't see him motion to one side or the other.
Nonetheless, we have another break out here. And you look at Merv Ward over here with Nick Young on the sideline. And you know he's got to be not completely happy. There is defensive coordinator Pete Seitz. We'll look at Lely defensively now. Tommy Bogan, Bryce Harden, Jan Boone, Adam Radno, and Jeff Nagel. Your linebackers are Steve Octavian and Brandon Tyler. And the deep backs are John Offit, Fritz Jacques, Alex Darius, and Chris Gilliland.
And of course, on the Lely team, we see a lot of players playing both ways.
So here come the Golden Eagles now. They bring Gordon over to this side. Josh Greco up underneath. He has Leitner along with Coleman split in behind him. And Greco is going to drop back into the gun. So he has no running backs. Naples puts 3 receivers to this side, 2 to the far side, spreading out the Lely Trojan defense, and Greco turns around, completes it over here to Gordon. Gordon puts on a couple of moves looking for blocks, and he sprints down the near side, still on his feet, and is finally hit and dropped over here by Brandon Tyler, but not until he gets it down to the 15-yard line.
Okay, let's analyze this play. You got 5 guys wide. I'm guessing it's going to be a pass, and there it is.
Nice blocks up front for him.
Real good blocking up front. Good moves right to the outside. Another good spin move. Picks up another 7 yards off that. Great run.
So they're going to move it down now to the inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line. First down and 10 Naples. Again, they go into that same set, although this time they are 3 deep to the far side of the field. You look at Josh Greco, the junior quarterback. Keeps the football himself. Josh Greco runs it right up the middle. Flag on the play as Greco gets down inside the 5. But there's a flag reposing right at the 15-yard line.
Right.
It's going to be holding against Naples. That's all coming back.
It's all right in that territory. Keep your eye on number 50, I think. Yeah, maybe not. But it's right in that territory where it's always either a clip or a hold, and sure as heck it was a hold.
So that nullifies the effort by Josh Greco, and it'll move the Golden Eagles back. They step it off.
That's the first thing that's gone wrong for him tonight.
So far, yeah. So here they come. They're going to mark that one back now. It'll come all the way. They're going to set it at the 25-yard line. So it'll still be first down, but it's first down now and 20 yards to go for the Naples High Golden Eagles at the Lely Trojan 25. Naples up 21-0. 5 minutes, 52 seconds to go in this opening quarter. This is the first offensive series for Naples. Once again, that same spread formation. Trips out to the far side. 2 receivers over here to the near side. Nobody back there with Josh Greco. Greco looks over here to the near side, pumps that one up in the air, and it is intended down here for a Clenard Santil. And good defense that time by Alex Darius.
And Darius was the only person to touch that pass. I'm really surprised he didn't come down with it, because he was really the only person in the position to catch it. So you see Greco dropping back, taking aim, firing. Good tight pass. But Darius really the only one that got any hands on it. Receiver was double covered down there.
Second down and 20 now for Naples from the 25-yard line of the Lady Trojans. And they go to, once again, this spread set. It's our first look, and I've not seen this before from Naples. Greco on the quarterback draw, and he is piled up right there by a whole bunch of fired-up white shirts. That guy, I'll take another look here.
Looks like a keeper all the way. Just quarterback draw, trying to get just off tackle. And wrapped up by another, one of the first ones in there, of course.
Was Jan Boone, number 54.
Tommy Bogan, one of the first ones in there. Watch number 18, along with Jan Boone. There's Bogan making the hit, and just a whole bunch.
So here we go, third down and 20 now. And this time Greco looks up over the middle. It is touchdown Naples as he completes it to Dwayne Coleman for 25 yards.
And boy, from up here in the press box, you could just see that developing, and Coleman just parting the white shirts like Moses in the Red Sea. Watch it from this angle, and he just split him. There he is, comes down just inside the goal line. Great catch, great pass.
5:07 to go in this first quarter. It is now 28-0. Actually, it's 27. They put the extra point up before he even kicked it. I don't know who's running the clock over there with the scoreboard, but Zampogna's got to put this through the uprights before they can give him that 28 point. There is a penalty over
Roughing
here.
the passer.
And so it goes against the Lely Trojans, and of course,
just to the left of your screen is the official who just ran into the screen.
Yep, that's
He's the
our
one that
referee,
signaled roughing the passer.
Larry Rorda.
Willie Bryce to hold.
That penalty obviously declined.
So here comes Zampogna now to attempt out of the hold of Willie Bryce. His kick is up. You see how high Octavian tried to sky, but he can't get quite that high.
I don't
So
think
now it
can.
is 28-0.
5 minutes remaining in the first quarter to play. Golden Eagles 28, Trojans 0.
And
That
again,
was a 36-yard drive, Kevin. Took 5 plays in just 1 minute and 17 seconds.
the defense pulled off a couple of good plays, kept Naples contained there for the. There was a penalty and then first and second down, but the third play was the one that scored.
Merv Ward then at the helm of the Lely Trojans. This is his second go-round here with Lely. Merv, highly successful football coach up in Michigan and a graduate of Bowling Green, and has been at the helm now. This is his second go-round, while Bill Kramer is in his 4th season at Naples. He was 3-7 the first year, then he went 8-2 and 7-3, and he comes into this game at 3-2. They come off a surprising loss to Sarasota Booker last week.
You know, but
Maybe not that surprising if you look at who Booker played.
Sarasota Booker is no slouch team. They've been playing some good teams, Venice and quite a few others up there.
Manatee.
This kickoff, as you see right there by the spinning graphics, brought to you by Spectator Sports Restaurant. It's in the Sunshine Ace Plaza, just off Bonita Beach Road. And you need to get in there and enjoy a Saturday afternoon watching college football or Sunday watching the pros.
All right, Zampogna now. He's getting lots of exercise for that left leg. Again, the pooch kick. It bounces, and it is still loose. It's on the ground, and who's going to come up with it? I do believe that Naples has got it again. Let's see who comes up with that football. And it is number 16 for the Lely Trojans, Wesley Etienne, that comes up with the football.
Take a look at it again. Just catching the receiving team off guard.
And they can't quite handle it over there on the far side. Now, that's a heads-up play that time by Willie Bryce. Willie Bryce knocked the youngster who was trying to feel that football right off his pins. Look at that. And then Etienne came down and fell on it. So here comes Naples now from the Lely Trojan 24-yard line. First down and 10 for Naples. This is their second offensive possession. And Greco wants to throw. Pumps this one up, and it is going to be touchdown, Clenard Santil. 24 yards, Greco to Santil.
We don't have any stats on these players. Santil looks about 6'3", 6'4", and he used it as that pass up a little high as he broke past the defenders. Gets those arms up there in the air, gets off the ground, and it's just a nice catch.
24-yard score. So the defense has basically scored 3 times. The offense has touched it twice. They've scored twice.
Many weapons in the blue shirt.
So here comes Zampogna in now to attempt the conversion, trying to put the 35th point on the board. And his kick goes up, and it is good.
At point number 35, Golden Eagles.
And once again, let me point out something that you mentioned, Joe. That was set up by a real nice play, and that was in that kickoff, in that pooch kick. The first guy down there knocks away the defender because you know you've got pursuit coming right behind you. So they'll take care of the ball. You keep the defenders away from it. One of your teammates will pick it up. And that's
now
exactly
the interesting thing about this, Kevin, is that youngster is Willie Bryce. Now, people may remember a Willie Bryce because the record in the Coconut Bowl for a kickoff return for a touchdown is 95 yards, set by the Lely Trojans, Willie Bryce.
No kidding.
Okay? Yes.
What's the
this
relation?
is Willie Bryce's son that is playing here for Naples High. I'm pretty sure it's Willie's son.
Well, the kickoff, once again, you've heard me say this before, brought to you by Spectator Sports Restaurant. Take I-75 either north or south and get off there at exit 18, which is Bonita Beach Road. Head on down in Sunshine Ace Plaza.
4 minutes and
Enjoy
58 seconds to go. In this first quarter, it is already 35-0. Naples out ahead. Now Zampogna kicks this one away, and that one will go in the end zone.
Good foot.
And it's in the end zone, so the Lely Trojans will put it in play out at their own 20-yard line. So Naples has scored often and scored quickly. The defense scored on a fumble recovery in the end zone by Gordon on a bad snap over Adam Radnow's head as he tried to punt it away. Then on a blocked punt recovered in the end zone by guess who? Gordon once again, and it was 14-0. Then on a muffed pooch kick on the kickoff, it was picked up by Dunford. He went 35 yards, and before you could blink your eyes, it was 21-0. And then Greco to Coleman for 22 yards out. Greco to Santillo from 24 yards out, and it's 35-0 in favor of the Naples High Golden Eagles. Here, and we're still in the first quarter. Naples trying to stop Lely once again. The Trojans at their own 20, and Radno gets the football, maybe gets about a yard as that tough Naples defense spearheaded in there by number 11, Tom Martucci.
You see Radno once again, 5'11", 220 pounds, and when he keeps those legs moving, he just moves forward. But that's an awful lot of, that's a big wall of blue right there he's running into.
They're going to give him
set
2
up by 1
on that, Kevin, so it'll bring up now 2nd down and 8 yards to go. 4 minutes, 26 seconds to go in the first quarter. Virgo goes out to the far side. Gilliland over here to the near side. The backs split in behind sophomore Ward Turner, and we've got movement. Looks as though it's going to go against Naples, but you never know.
Joe, let me point out for the record, too, you had mentioned it was raining earlier. That sprinkle that started about 15 minutes ago lasted about 5 minutes, and the field's in perfect shape, so no problem with water.
The field's in great shape. So it's going to be a penalty against the Naples High Golden Eagles, so it'll bring up now 2nd down, and we'll call it about 3 for the Lely Trojans. The Trojans now trying to pick up their first down of the night. 0 for 3 previously on 3rd down conversions. Tanner pumps it up, intended out there for Gameo Marius, and he can't quite hang on. It was a quick little, what they call a quick little look in.
Take a look.
To the tight end.
Good call, too. 1 step back, fire that thing. Didn't happen. Didn't work for him, but great call. I just like that. It's a good way to open up. Look how open he is. He would have made about 6-7 yards there before he got hit.
So the incompletion now stops the clock. 3rd down and 3 for the Lely Trojans, and they have it at their own 20, we'll call it the 27-yard line. Now they go back to the shotgun. Ward Tanner in the gun, looks over this side, pumps it up, and it is in and out of the hands of Darius, almost caught on the rebound back there by the Lely Trojans' Brandon Tyler.
Quite a stick in there by the Naples defensive back. We'll take a look as that ball hits Darius right where he wants it. Then Darius is hit by Bostwick, and the ball just goes, well, back toward the line. And an opportunity that Lely just cannot capitalize on.
Now we've got a different, I'm trying to see if this is a different punter. This is still, I'm trying to see if that is 74 or 34.
I believe it's 74.
And it is number 74, which is Brandon Tyler. So they've changed punters. And timeout call by the Lely Trojans as Radno down here on the near side. So they changed punters. You can't really blame Radno. You can maybe for the second block punt. But the first one, the snap just went right over his head. He had no choice.
And bingo, because Brandon Tyler's 6'2", and he's a big 6'2", more like 6'2.5". And so a couple of inches if the snap gets wild again.
Nice crowd here for the 28th annual Coconut Bowl here at Staver Field.
Both sides of the field, too.
We're joined here in the broadcast booth by 98.9 FM WGUF Radio. Dave Parks, along with Mark Swanson, providing the broadcast on Naples Talk Radio.
You do something for that station, don't you?
Yes, we do. We do a Saturday morning sports show, Dave Parks and I, from 11 to 12. It's called Sports Saturday. And we also do now here's another high snap, but you're right. It's a good thing Tyler is 6'2", and that ball bounces at the 42-yard line. It's going to be downed by the Lely Trojans. They're going to spot it out at the 44-yard line.
Jan Boone downs the ball. I'm just a real firm believer that you let that ball bounce a second time. As you see that snap, and boy, 6'2" paid off. Watch the ball coming down. It's going to take a big, well, it's going to hit, and it's going to come back. So I understand why Boone
went
grabbed
up
it while he
air.
could. But, you know, often you let it hit the second time because sometimes you get a pretty good bounce out of it.
Well, he's a pitcher, too, on the baseball team, so a good reason he's stretching for some of that stuff. All right, here we go. Naples now at their 44-yard line of Lely. Greco fires this one out, and it is in and out of the hands of David Leitner over there on the far side.
Take a look at that again and see if Tommy Bogan didn't get a finger on that. Number 18, watch. As Greco just kind of lolls it out there a little bit, he doesn't have a lot on it. He got the man open. There's 18, jumps up there. I don't know if he touched it or not.
Either he touched it, but if he didn't touch it, he distracted Leitner enough where he couldn't hang on. So the incompletion will stop the clock. 3 minutes, 55 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's 35-0. Naples out ahead of Lely. Naples with it at the Lely Trojan 44-yard line. Two receivers out wide here to the near side. Back split in behind Josh Greco. Greco gives it off to Dwayne Coleman. Coleman's first carry of the night. Dwayne Coleman gets enough for the first down as he crosses the 30. Gets down to about the 28-yard line. So on his first carry, Dwayne Coleman gets it down to see where they eventually mark it.
Look at that. He moves like water running down a sidewalk. It's just so fluid.
Right, his change of direction. A 16-yard carry that time for Dwayne Coleman. Gordon comes out here now to the near side. Flip-flopping goes Joe Wise. Greco again to Coleman. Coleman gets a good block on the outside that time, still on his feet as he gets it down inside the 10. See where they finally mark him out of bounds. They're going to mark it at, I believe, about the 7-yard line. So it'll be now first down and goal. Naples at the Lely Trojan 7-yard line.
You know,
Naples up 35-zip.
A lot of times you see the runners toward the end of a carry use that spin move and don't really do much. Take a look at it right here. Nice spin to the inside, not the outside. Picks up another 4 or 5 off it.
First and goal from the 7-yard line for Naples. Josh Greco, his team up 35-0. We're still in the first quarter. Has it himself, stands straight up, fires, touchdown to Joe Wise from 7 yards away.
And that was all Greco. Greco sold the run, and that left that big Mr. Wise out there wide open. Look at Boone. I wish we had some stats on him. We know he's a senior, but he's a tall senior.
Yeah. Well, Naples head coach Bill Kramer says, Joe, I'm sorry, I don't give out heights and weights to anybody.
So we'll just call him tall.
So he's a tall number 85. So here comes Zampogna's kick, and this one is up, and it is good. So it is now 42-0. We still have 3 minutes, 22 seconds to go in the first quarter.
42-0. And I'll tell you, one of the things that Merv Ward is telling those Trojans on the sidelines is let's work what we know. Let's work on these plays. Let's find out where our strengths and weaknesses are. Let's run them. Let's try to get some first downs. Baby steps. We'll wind up in the scoring column before the game's over. Let's take our time and make it work. They know how to play the game, and they're gonna.
You see some of the Naples cheerleaders over there in front of the band. I could see one of the assistant coaches for Lely, Steve Pricer, is out there talking to referee Larry Ruda, and he's talking about something about the clock. So here we go. You have another kickoff.
I do, and it's brought to you, everybody, by Spectator Sports Restaurant in Bonita Springs, just off Bonita Beach Road. And it's a great place to take the family and just enjoy a great meal, evening or, well, afternoon for lunch. Just a good place to be.
So here comes Zampogna going to kick it off once again. And he booms another one. This one, Gilliland just lets it go as it bounces into the band back there.
That just about landed on the outside of the field. That was a great kick.
Of course, the Naples band under the direction of Melvin Maxwell, who at one time was the band director at Lely High. And of course, Lely's band directed by Bill Rainey. Watch this kick by Zampogna. You know, I hate to use these terms, but Zampogna's dad is a dentist in town, so you might want to say that he drilled that kick off. We got to start thinking of something, Kevin, because it is 42-0 in favor of Naples, and we're still in the first quarter here at Staver Field.
It has been a very, very surprising game. We've seen things in this game we haven't seen all year. We've seen a number of things in this game we haven't seen all year.
Tanner out of the shotgun, fires, puts it up in the air, and it is intercepted. It is picked off out there by Mike Woolley, and Woolley still on his feet, runs it in, and it's going to be another touchdown. Here comes a flag. There's a flag on the play, so let's see whether this is a dead ball foul or what, but Mike Woolley picked that one off, ran it up the far sideline. Watch this now.
Watch his receivers. See if either receiver is turning around and looking for the ball.
No, he overthrew that, and he picked it in, so it goes for about 37 yards.
Let's see what the flag is down here.
We'll see whether it's after the touchdown. We'll get a chance to listen. We got to wait and see on this call. It's going to be a clip. It's a clip call, blocking below the waist.
Then I think I saw it.
So that's going to come back. No touchdown.
An illegal cut is the call against the Golden Eagles.
Let's see. I think our cameraman Jim Kern might have captured that.
So they will spot the football now back out at the 25-yard line, but nonetheless, it is still Naples High football.
Mike Woolley's interception will result in a 1st and 10.
And you know,
Eagles.
one of the things that you see young quarterbacks do, let's take a look here. And we want to keep our eye on number 20 right there. And I don't know, but that isn't the call.
That may have been it right there.
I think we saw L.J. Montanar.
Right. Here comes Greco now. 1st down and 10 from the 25-yard line. Gives it off to Dwayne Coleman. Coleman skirts the left side. Dwayne Coleman scores. Touchdown. Made it look easy as he swept the left side from 25 yards out.
Prolonging the inevitable might be another way to look at it. As we look at Coleman, just a pure sweep around that left side, and he has got enough speed and strength to beat everybody to the line. Take a look at it again, and you see some great blocking on the inside. I didn't get the number of that block who took out at least 2 white shirts, and just like that,
it was a 25-yard carry by Coleman. It's 48-0 now, with still 3 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the first quarter. Zampogna's kick. It is good.
Zampogna could very well be the leading scorer when this game is over, Joe.
49-0 Naples. 3 minutes, 5 seconds to go. As you look at the mascot for the Golden Eagles, well, he ought to be jumping for joy. His team is up 49-0 with still 3 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Pretty good standing room crowd over there in front of the Eagle. A lot of people out to the side standing. Real good house here tonight, as it is family night. They introduced the parents of the Naples Golden Eagles prior to the game, senior night.
So it is 49-0. Now you begin to wonder, as you look at our grip on the near side here, Bobby Alvarez, and he's got that big Lely hat on. You know, he graduated from Lely High, and well, he's pulling for his Trojans. And in addition to pulling the cord for our sideline cameraman Mike Lastra,
he doesn't
pulling
look
for
happy.
The Trojans.
Doesn't look real happy though, does he?
But he's smiling. He's smiling though.
And this kickoff once again is being brought to you by Spectator Sports Restaurant, just off exit 18 in Bonita Springs. It's a great place.
We got to get Bobby to stand a little closer to that razor.
Yeah, well, he might shave something if he does that.
Here comes Zampa. Wow, the ball just rolled off the tee.
We have seen him kick it short. We've seen him kick a knuckleball. We've seen him boom a couple. I mean, right out of the back of the end zone. He's got a lot of range here.
Yes, I would think no more pooch kicks. I think Bill Kramer is saying just go ahead and just kick it as far as you can. That would be my guess. I mean, you're up 49-0 in the first quarter.
Looks like he will, too. Seen him do everything but kick it backwards.
And this one again goes in the end zone. Darius fields it, but once that breaks the plane, Kevin, it's automatic. It comes back out now to the 20-yard line.
So once again, as we see him just get all of it. This isn't as long as his last one, but it's about 3 yards deep.
So Lely has it at their own 20-yard line, trailing 49-0 here with 3:05 to go in the first quarter. The sophomore quarterback, Ward Tanner, goes back into the shotgun. Looks to the far side, pumps that one up, and it is in behind Gilliland. Yes, indeed, he's got a strong arm, but he still has to learn how to throw just a little bit.
Take a look at this. He had Gilliland open. And, you know, when you're young and that adrenaline is pumping, you tend to go hard and high. And he has been throwing a little bit over his receivers all night.
That play took 4 seconds. Incompletion stops the clock. 3 minutes, 1 second to go in the first quarter. It is 49-0. Naples out ahead. Both teams came in tied in district competition in Class 4 and Class 5A District 9. They were both 1-0.
I believe it's fairly safe to say that someone's going to lose that goose egg.
This one is overthrown again, intended out there for Gilliland. Willie Bryce slipped down. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 10 now for the Trojans from their own 20-yard line.
More than he needs breath right now. Ward Tanner needs to get a completion.
He's 0 for 7 so far here tonight.
Well, it's going to be a tremendous confidence builder. He's, as we mentioned, a sophomore called up with very, very little of experience, asked to do an extremely tough job up against a very good team.
So here comes the Lely Trojans once again operating out of the shotgun. Tanner on a quick kick.
Good call.
He punches that one out. It bounds at the 50-yard line, takes a good Lely Trojans roll, and it will be down at the 39-yard line.
And Joe, am I correct in saying that is the first time that anything is outside of kickoffs, that anything is started from this side of the 50?
Yes, you're absolutely right. Naples started from the 36 of Lely, from the 24 of Lely, from the 44 of Lely, and from the 25-yard line of Lely. And don't forget, the defense scored 3 touchdowns before the offense even touched the football.
Absolutely. The entire game has been played to the right side of your screen.
You look at some of the crowd over there on the far side, they should be cheering. Their team is up 49-0 here in the first quarter. Wide receivers out wide to both sides for Greco, and Greco gives it off that time to Leitner, and Leitner is stopped right there at the line of scrimmage. Octavian and Tyler.
Right there, just wrap them up. Octavian and Tyler right in there, just doing it exactly the way you have to as Octavian makes the initial impact.
2nd down, 10 for Naples. They lead 49-0 in the first quarter. Greco wants to throw, completes it to Gordon on the far side. Gordon puts on a couple of moves. He's still on his feet. And Gordon is going to go. Nobody's going to touch him. Bruce Gordon goes all the way in, 61 yards from Greco. I mean, they had him hemmed in on the far side.
Watch this again. This is awesome. Gordon rocks left, right, going to go this way, no, this way, no, this way, no, wait, this way. Quick spin to the outside. Hello. He's gone. Just like that.
I mean, I thought they had him hemmed in over there on the far side.
So did they, to the point where they were just going to push him out of bounds. Nobody just jumped in and wrapped him up, and the result is a 61-yarder.
Well, it is now 55-0. That took all of 46 seconds. Zampogna's kick is up, and it is good. 56-0. The PA announcer emulating somebody from ESPN.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think this
on
is
his when he says good after the extra point.
Everybody has a style.
I guess. So nonetheless, we've seen a style here tonight. It's called Golden Eagles.
Boy, you're not kidding.
I mean, it's 56-0, Kevin, and we still have 2 minutes to go here in the opening quarter.
You watch this team, Joe, and you wonder how they could have even come close to losing a game, let alone lose two.
Well, you know, an awful lot has to do with what's above your shoulders.
That's right.
And you walk in, like take a look at last week. Okay, Booker comes in at 1-3, Naples comes in at 3-1, and I just don't think the Golden Eagles kids had their head in the football game. Now, they worked very hard in practice this week, according to Coach Bill Kramer, and of course it's very evident.
Let me tell everybody, too, that in case you didn't know, this kickoff is being brought to you by Spectator Sports Restaurant. Bonita Springs, it's a great place to be. It's just off exit 18 in the Ace Sunshine Plaza.
Zampogna, again, this one will go in the end zone.
And let me point out something that you were saying too. When you say the game's all above your head, you don't necessarily mean intelligence. You mean attitude.
Right.
You mean the motivation or the lack thereof, and all those things factor in. And that's very important.
You walk in the ballpark and say, we got these guys beat. Well, that is, remember you talked about it. You don't play the game on paper, you play the game on grass, as you said earlier. So let's see what Levy can do now.
Once again, starting from the 20.
They have it at their own 20-yard line. They trail 56-0. 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
The Trojans have been looking at an 80-yard field all night.
So here we go now. Up underneath is the sophomore Ward Tanner. Tanner stands up, and there's that little quickie. He looks up and he completes that one to Gamal Marius. That's his first completion as a varsity quarterback for the Lily Trojans. And I'm going to go on record and say right now that's the first of many completions.
You're going to hear a lot about him, but take a look at this. He finally gets his first completion. Boom, just about juggles it. The ball does hit the ground there. But luckily, and I mean very lucky, Gamal Marius jumps on it.
That was a little Montaner. Somebody's jumping someplace, shaking this box.
Well, we're on the Lely side. It's the first big opportunity for this side to celebrate tonight.
So here they come now. It's a first down for the Trojans. Their first down of the night. They have it out at the 31-yard line. Once again, the backs split in behind Tanner. That's Radno and Darius. And Darius now trying to swing wide, and Willie Bryce comes up, makes a big stick for about a 5-yard loss.
Willie Bryce has just been covering that play and getting them behind the line. Take a look here. All night he's been doing it. He's just looking at him and saying, not in my house, you don't. Come here.
See the big number 69 out there for the Trojans, Billy Wilkie, trying to get out there and to throw a block, but he just can't get out there quick enough.
You're absolutely right. I mean, it's a question of getting those blocks out there, but you know, Bryce is quick enough with the lateral pursuit that if you don't have a good head of steam, he's gonna stop you before you get to the line.
It has taken almost an hour, Kevin, to play the first quarter.
We're down to 25 seconds.
Well, with the score 56-0, you can understand why. There's Tanner's throw out there, this time intended for Gilliland. Incomplete. Defending on the play was number 21, Reggie Carter.
Carter getting a hand out there, kind of
a little bumping and pushing here.
Not anything illegal, but slowing down the receiver. You see right there. Enough to make it an incomplete.
So it'll bring up third down and about 15 yards to go now.
Of course, the incomplete does stop the clock at 21.
The Lely Trojans hoping to mount something here in the first quarter.
I think they just want to get away from this side of the field.
They send two receivers out to the far side. Once again, they go out of the shotgun. That's Radno standing alongside, and jumping the count that time was, I do believe that's Octavian. Steve Octavian. So that's going to back him up, bring up now third down at about 19.
Just on the wrong count, just that simple.
So they move him back. You can see our referee, Larry Rorda.
Third down and 21.
So Lely finds himself once again in a hole, trailing 56-0 here in the first quarter.
Third and a bunch.
Now they split receivers out wide to both sides. Again, coming out of the shotgun. Tanner wants to throw, airs this one out, coming deep downfield, and that's going to be incomplete on the fly pattern intended for Darius, Willie Bryce right there. But that was just overthrown, so it'll bring up 4th down and a punting situation.
Take a look at this coming this way. Bryce is with him all the way. Had that been a little bit shorter, he might have had a reception.
So back now to kick it away once again is Brandon Tyler. Remember, he had to stretch all that 6 foot 2 inches to get that high snap.
Number 1, Bernard St. Gio.
He's standing
Wilkie
on his
is
own
the offensive center. Big kid, 6'4", 245. And this one's a little bit low, and this one is blocked again. It's picked up on the bounce and run in by number 24, Mike Woolley. Woolley gets the touchdown on the blocked punt.
by Coleman.
Coleman blocked it.
Yep. Take a look right here. Way out in front of the ball. Number 3. Coleman blocks it.
And Woolley picks it up.
Yep, number 24, you're right.
And so that was Coleman that got the block right there. Huh? Yep, number 3, Dwayne Coleman.
So, boy, you talk about multifaceted. We are seeing a lot of Naples players just coming up big in areas we didn't really expect them to come up big, but there are a lot of great athletes on this team.
So here's Zampogna again. And that kick is up, and it is good. So all of a sudden, it is 63-0. And we have 10.7 seconds to go in the first quarter.
I think Zampogna's got about 30 points right now.
Kevin,
Not
do you
really.
have a recorded intro here for the who sponsors the kickoffs?
You know what? I could, rather than say that, well, I'll wait till they get the ball up there. At least put it on the tee. But I think next time we watch this Naples team, I'm going to have it recorded.
Well, that is the 1, 2, 3, 4th score recorded by the defense. Remember, they recovered the snap went over the head of Radno on the first punt, recovered by Gordon. A blocked punt recovered by Gordon in the end zone. A muffed kickoff that was returned by Dunford for a score. And now we've got the blocked punt returned by Woolley.
And this snap was low. This snap was, if not on the ground, it was very darn close to it. And, of course, that throws off your timing. If that's, as a kicker, if that snap isn't right there, it throws you off. And it just, to get that timing back, well, the kickoff is, of course, sponsored by the great folks at Spectator Sports Restaurant. Get over there and give them a try. They're located just off exit 18 in Bonita Springs. So
here comes Zampogna again. This time his kick will not reach the end zone. Darius takes it at the 5-yard line. Comes right straight back up the middle. Alex Darius breaks a couple tackles, gets across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Woolley on the stop that time, but Darius brings it out to the 32-yard line.
Woolley having just a heck of a game.
I tell you, between he and Willie Bryce, defensively, those kids are playing well.
See him take the ball at about the 5, scamper it right up the middle. And there's Woolley just not letting go.
So the Lely Trojans now with 3.8 seconds to go in the first quarter now trail 63-0. That was the 10th kickoff in the first quarter
by Naples.
So here we go. Ward Tanner, that young sophomore, his baptism under fire, pitches it back to Darius. And Darius gets back maybe to the line of scrimmage. Knocked down out there by Pat Liebig and friends. And that's the end of the first quarter.
Mercifully, the first quarter comes to an end.
63-0. The Naples High Golden Eagles. Joining us up here in the broadcast booth is Anthony Denson. And Anthony, at one time Lely Trojan, then he moved over here to play for Naples High. Currently up at Elon College, unfortunately suffered a hamstring, so he's home for the weekend down here. And, well, what can I say, Anthony? What do you think of this game?
This is just unbelievable. I can't believe they came out this pumped up. And, I mean, I haven't seen nothing like this in a long time in Naples.
I don't think anybody has seen anything like this. I mean, 63 points in the first quarter.
That's just ridiculous. I mean, these guys came up pumped up from that last week's loss. I had called home and asked Coach Trammell, like, what happened, man? How'd you guys lose? And he's like, hey, we got beat within.
Right. So how's things going up at Elon College in North Carolina?
I'm really enjoying Elon. I'm having a great time up there. I mean, the academics is great. It's one of the top schools in the southeastern United States, so I'm really enjoying Elon from an academic standpoint.
How about athletic now? Once you get that hamstring settled, are they going to redshirt you this year? Or?
Yeah, I'm going to redshirt next year, then come in and battle for a starting position next year, so it's going to be pretty good for me.
Okay, well, Anthony, look, Lely just got a break. There was a penalty called against the Naples High Golden Eagles. Brings up 2nd down and 10. Well, Anthony, look, good luck to you in your football career and your academic career up there at Elon College.
All right, I thank you for having me up here.
No problem, no problem. Okay, thanks a lot. Anthony Denson, fine young man who finally graduated from Naples High last year after attending Lely for a while. Here goes the handoff. This time it goes to Octavian. Octavian picks up enough for the 1st down. Thanks again, Anthony. So Octavian brings it out. They'll spot it at the 40, we'll call it the 44-yard line.
Take a look. Good cutback here by Octavian. Getting off tackle to the right side and stretching it out, getting that 1st down.
You know, Kevin, it's always nice to see youngsters that graduate from local schools here come back and tell us that they're doing well up there as they further their education.
Very nice young man, too.
So here we go. It's 1st down and 10 now for the Lely Trojans. At the 44-yard line, their own 44. They have yet to cross into Naples High territory. It goes to Radno, and Radno is run into that time by number 44 out there. It's Jared Cullen.
Also in there, number 58, Jesse Riggins. He haven't called his number tonight, but he's been in there. And take a look. As you see Radno, you know those legs are just moving. He's cranking out, trying to get a couple more yards. And that Naples wall is tough.
So they spot it just shy of the 45-yard line. So we'll call it 2nd down and 9 for the Lely Trojans. 11 minutes to go here in this 1st half. Offensively now at center there's a new number in there for the Lely Trojans. Let's see what Tanner can do now. Tanner gives it off to Darius, and Alex Darius keeps going as he drags a couple of Naples High Golden Eagles along with him. Darius gets it out to the 49, let's call it the 49, 48-yard line.
And Darius, of course, is senior. Some of these seniors on Lely are going to have to come up, and I'm sure they will, but come up big, make some of the plays. Obviously, you do not expect anybody to chip into a 63-point deficit very, very quickly.
3rd down and 6 to go now for Lely. The young sophomore, Ward Tanner, up underneath. And there's motion that time by Octavian. However, nobody called, no flag. Yes, there is finally a flag thrown, so that's going to come back. That one is wiped out by the penalty.
Did you get the feeling he really didn't want to call it? But
no, he didn't want to, but he had no choice.
It was on the air.
So they'll talk over there to the Naples Trojans, Josh Bostwick. The Naples High Golden Eagles. Wow. We'll get it right as we look at that flag. 63-0. Naples out ahead of Lely. 9 minutes, 48 seconds to go in the 2nd quarter. Many people may be wondering about the 30-point differential. It's our understanding that the coaches cannot agree to run the clock until the beginning of the 2nd half.
2nd half, right. That's the way I understand it.
So we'll see what happens. And here comes another quick kick. Once again, Tanner on the quick kick. And that one is going to roll all the way down. And can they get to it? Yes, they can. And they're going to call it. What a heads-up play down there by Chris Gilliland, number 25. And it is down at the 1-yard line. What a bright spot finally for Lely.
Boy, that was a great play. Quick kick and a darn good kick once again by the quarterback, Tanner. Now watch it roll. It's rolling very, very quickly. You got that spin going. Watch Gilliland come in here. Now he can go in the end zone as long as he's not in the end zone touching it when he hits it, and he's not.
He's not. His foot
falls
was there.
back.
If his foot was in the end zone, it would be a touchback. But one of the nice things on the quick kick, what you want is that end-over-end kick to hopefully get that roll, and that's exactly what Tanner got. That kick covered 56 yards.
And put nothing in it. It was a quick pitch.
So now all of a sudden the Golden Eagles find themselves at their own 1-yard line.
Well, some people might say you're in a hole, and another person says you got a chance for a 99-yard record.
And they hand it off this time, and it goes to Coleman. Coleman gets it all the way out past the 20-yard line, where he's finally brought down by Alex, number 12 out there. That's Fritz Jacks. But it's enough for the first down as he brings it out to the 21-yard line. So it's first down and 10. That's one way to get out of the hole in a hurry.
Take a look at it again. Coleman just right up, cutting back and forth, and just moving until he meets Jacks.
First down and 10 now for Naples. They lead 63-0 here in the second quarter. And jumping early was, I do believe it was big number 85, Joe Wise, over here on the near side. The tight end. He scored a touchdown so far tonight. But that penalty is going to back him up 5 yards. 8 minutes, 57 seconds to go here in the first half. Naples out. Yes, that score is correct. You can see it. 63-0. Naples got 63 points in the first quarter. Gordon splits out here to the near side. Josh Greco, the running back, split in behind. Gordon goes in motion to the far side. Greco gives it off to Coleman. And Coleman breaks a couple tackles, but he can't get away from Octavian. Octavian comes finally through and drops Coleman for a big loss inside the 10, back at the 8-yard line.
Great play by Octavian to bring him down, but take a look at this move by Coleman. He's dead right there. He's stopped. He's falling backwards. He still has momentum. And boy, if Octavian's not there, who knows what would have happened. But I'm real impressed by both of those guys.
Second down, 22 yards to go now for the Golden Eagles. Clenard Santil comes over here to the near side. Gordon split out to the far side. Wise flip-flops. You can see Greco pointing one way, then the other. The junior quarterback wants to throw on the draw play. He gives it off to Coleman. Coleman breaks a couple tackles, still on his feet. And Dwayne Coleman gets out across the 25 to about the 27-yard line.
And I'll tell you, the only thing that contained him was he bumped into his own player. Take a look at this. This guy just flows like mercury. Watch him. Sloughs off a couple there. Good move to the inside. And right here, he runs into his own number 32, which pushes him right into the arms of Fritz Jacks. Had he been able to cut that to the outside, who knows?
Third down and 5 now for the Naples High Golden Eagles. Started this drive at their own 1-yard line after a tremendous quick kick by Ward Tanner of the Lely Trojans. Greco gives the ball to Coleman. Coleman gets enough for the first down as he brings it out to the 36. First down and 10 Naples.
Take a look at that again. You see the quarterback Greco. Hands off to Coleman.
Nothing tricky about that one, just right straight ahead.
That's it. By the way, on some of the wide shots, you see something that looks like fog or something up by the stands. That is, I believe, smoke from...
that's from the charcoal grills.
Runaway barbecue.
Cooking all those hamburgers and hot dogs here at the concession stands. So here we come now. First down and 10 for Naples at their own 36-yard line. They lead 63-0 here in the second quarter. Again, it goes to Dwayne Coleman on the cutback, and Coleman has got running room. Gilliland trying to chase him down. Coleman slows down, tries to cut it back inside, but a good move by Chris Gilliland. But nonetheless, Coleman gets it all the way down to the 28-yard line of the Lely Trojans.
And I tell you, there's been a lot of them tonight, but if we play this back and you look at that, the end of that play, both Coleman and Gilliland just with a kind of a moment of truth. And a fine open field tackle as you watch.
37 yards on that carry. So far tonight, Coleman has carried the ball 8 times for 137 yards.
Take a look right here. 25 and number 3. They know they're going to meet. Who's going to win it? Gilliland wins that one.
6 minutes, 23 seconds to go here in the first half. It's time for the water break, with Naples out ahead by the score of 63-0. We'll come back, wrap up second quarter action here from Staver Field after this.
Need more money? Looking for a career? Not enough choices. You've seen the competition. Now, see the best. Learn the skills you need to earn the money you're worth. Call Lorenzo Walker Institute of Technology today.
Seeking justice is a team effort.
Motorcyclists make easy targets. If you've been injured due to another driver's negligence, call us to protect your rights.
We offer free consultations in negligence cases and accept only a percentage of the award when we win, or there is no fee.
Goldstein, Buckley, Seckman, Rice, and Pertz.
Here we go. The Naples High Golden Eagles leading 63-0 in the second quarter. 6 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the half. Greco gets away from Octavian, still with the football. He says, throw a block, hit somebody, and he tried to get number 15, Gordon, to move ahead a little bit, and he just flipped him a little end-over-ender that time. It'll go down as an incomplete pass. He first wanted Gordon to throw a block for him. Watch this.
Watch Octavian shooting that gap. He gets to him. He just can't wrap him up.
See, now he says, hey, block somebody. Move down the field a little bit. Whoops.
Now, that was supposed to be a pitch pass there to, I think.
He tried to go to Gordon.
Is that who it was? Okay. Yeah, just
watch him. He's trying to tell. Well, he's trying to tell Gordon, hey, move down the field. Go that way.
Okay, if you're not going to block, I'm going to throw it to you. And it doesn't work. But it's a forward pass, in case you're wondering. So,
incompletion stops the clock. 6 minutes, 5 seconds to go in the first half. 63-0. Naples out ahead of Levy here in the 28th Coconut Bowl. Josh Greco. He gives it off this time to number 32 out there, and that is Billy Figglestalter. Billy Figglestalter on the carry. Gets it down to the 22-yard line, so to bring up third down and about 4 now for the Naples High Golden Eagles.
Grant Reed and Steve Octavian in on that tackle.
I don't know why the clock is stopped over there. That wasn't an incomplete pass. Now they crank it up. They're telling the guy, crank up that clock. So here we go. Lely on the blitz, and I do believe they violated the neutral zone. We'll see what happens.
Unless he was drawn, and that just doesn't look likely.
Well, they looked like they were trying to blitz that time, and perhaps he was broke the plane of the neutral zone. We'll see. Yep, it's going to go against the Trojans. So that'll be enough for the first down as they move the football down to the 16-yard line. So it's first down and 10, Naples at the Lely Trojan 16-yard line. Santil comes over here to the near side. Gordon goes out to the far side. Running backs split in behind Greco. Figglestalter and Coleman. Greco looks like he wants to change the play, calling an audible. Still with the football on the option, cuts it up himself. Josh Greco gets it inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line. So we'll give him a couple, bring up second down and 8.
Cuts it inside. Jeff Nagel's right there, or a couple of other guys give him a hand.
Anthony Heasley. So here come the Golden Eagles now. Second down. Well, they gave him more yards than I thought. Second down and 7 for Naples inside the 15. They turn around, they give it over to Dwayne Coleman. Coleman makes a couple of moves, turns it upfield. Touchdown, Dwayne Coleman. And they give him their 13 yards on that carry.
Just smooth. Take a look at this. Cuts it inside, back to the outside, back to the inside. Just splitting the defenders. Gets them leaning. Part of that whole game, if that is your style of running, and it is for Coleman, is he gets them leaning in one direction. There's no way they can touch him once that happens. All he has to do is cut it back the other way, and 6.
Zampogna coming in to attempt a conversion out of the hole of Willie Bryce. Bryce can't quite handle the snap. He's looking for somebody to throw it to, and Willie Bryce now puts it up in the air, and it is caught. 2 points. I tell you, if nothing goes right for the Lely Trojans, nothing goes right. That was a bad snap. Bryce couldn't hang on, but he throws the 2-point conversion to Reggie Carter.
As you see him go to the right, come back here to the left side. He's looking to throw it. You can see that he's trying to get it to somebody. Finally sees a man break open. Throws it short and makes a man come to it, which he does. And just like that, boom.
71-0. Kevin, you talked about you had the opportunity to go 99 yards on the drive. That's what they did. They went 99 yards in 10 plays. Took them 4 minutes and 40 seconds.
And here's something we haven't said all year. 71-0.
71 points. And Naples has run 20 plays.
Well, again, if you're just joining us, if you missed the early part of the game, Naples put, 4 touchdowns on the board before they got an offensive play.
I'm looking at the first half stats, okay? 29 plays for Lely in the first quarter. Okay?
Stats, yeah.
The 13 for Naples. But Naples had 202 total yards to 4 for Lely.
That's tough. This kickoff, of course, is being brought to you by Spectator Sports Restaurant in the Sunshine Ace Plaza up there in Bonita Springs. Great place to be. You can memorize this.
That's going to become
Spectator's
indelibly
kickoff
etched upon somebody's mind here pretty soon.
But I want to make sure that you know that it's a great place to go and enjoy yourself.
Okay, Scott Turner in now to kick off as Zampogna gets a rest. And this one is fielded out there by Johnsley Duprat. And he's still on his feet as he gets out to the 30-yard line. He's still fighting, and all of it, they're going to give him forward progress
they have to
the 30-yard line. It is 4:35. There's 4:35 remaining here in the first half. 71-0. Naples out ahead. We'll come back right after this.
Spectators is Bonita's newest restaurant and sports bar. Watch the game on our 8.5 by 11-foot movie screen. How about a private booth with your own personal phone and TV? Or rent our VIP Skybox suite, just like at an NFL game for your next party. Our award-winning chef adds his personal touch to every order, from individual pizzas to fillets to our fresh catch of the day. Even a little slugger's menu for the kids.
Don't miss any of the action. You'll always have a ball at Spectators, now with locations in both Bonita Springs and Fort Myers.
When I got sick, I didn't know who would help me through it. My family is so far away. Then I found AccuCare. They watch my health, explain my insurance, even send in the nurse to do my laundry. She's also a wonderful cook. Thanks to AccuCare, my family doesn't have to worry about me. I found a whole new family, taking care of me right here at home where I want to be.
Oh, let's get ready to march. It's the return of the Lely High School Tournament of Bands. Be there for all the music and pageantry of your favorite marching band. The first band takes the field at 5:30, Saturday, October 20th. The competition is sponsored by the Lely Band Boosters, and the cost is $6 at the gate. So march on down to the Trojan Stadium to see great bands from all over the state compete for top honors. It's the return of the Lely High School Tournament of Bands.
We're back to action now. Lely just threw an incompletion in and out of the hands of Chris Gilliland. So far tonight, Tanner is 1 out of 11. But you really can't, put all the onus on his shoulders.
He's been going from a deficit all night, and that puts you in a pressure situation. So we'll see what happens.
Here come the Trojans now. 2nd down and 10 from their own 30-yard line. 2 receivers out wide to both sides. Tanner wants to throw, puts that one out, and once again in behind his intended receiver. That time it was Luke Virgo. Tanner under some pretty good pressure that time by the Golden Eagles' Francisco Clairvoy.
And you didn't see it, but Clairvoy, excuse me, put Tanner down as soon as he let go of the ball. There has been a lot of pressure. It's not like the front four is doing much sleeping during this game. They're putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
4 minutes, 28 seconds to go in the first half. 71-0. And what has exemplified the night for Lely is that Naples did not intend to go for a 2-point conversion after that. It was a mishandled snap. It was a bad snap. Willie Bryce couldn't handle it, picked it up, and found Carter in the end zone for 2 points.
There's another cliche for it, Joey. I'd rather be lucky than good.
And there's what a catch that time by Octavian. Steve Octavian makes the catch. Watch this again on replay. I mean, there was a defender all over him, and he still came down with the football.
All over the ball, too. Take a look at this. And again, a lot of pressure on the quarterback, Tanner. Bobbles it, makes the catch on the other side of his pads, and just hangs on.
He still got it. So it'll bring up 4th down and a yard from the 39-yard line. And I think the Trojans are going to go for it. Take a look here.
Take a look at the defense. They are wrapping up completely. That's something Lely has been having trouble with tonight, as we've seen a couple of long runs off, sloppy tackling.
Looked like it was Jules Montaner on the stop that time. All right, here we come now. They're going to go for it. 4th down and 1 from their own 39-yard line. They trail 71-0.
And it works.
And Pat Liebig jumps offside, and so the Trojans are going to get a first down.
And he was mad at himself. He held his hand up saying, rats, or something to that effect.
Oh, he's just a youngster. He doesn't know any 4-letter words.
I'm sure you're right there, Joe, but the bottom line is you see those long counts, and you don't see them work a lot, but when they do, it's 5 yards and a first down.
Of course, you can give him the hard count, too.
That's right.
You see, he gave him the hard count.
Yep.
You see that? You get up there and you just give him the, you give it the hut, hut, hut.
Maybe, yep.
And boom, and when you hear that, bingo, that's what happened. And Liebig jumped. You could see the youngster, just a sophomore. You give him the hard count that time.
Well, you got to learn the tricks early.
Hey, they need all the tricks they can get. They trail 71-0 here in the first half. Out of the shotgun, there's Tanner and overthrows Darius. Alex is just 5'9".
Tanner knows it too. As soon as he let that ball go, he just held his hands up in front of his face. Take a look here. He has Darius open, throws it and again,
good pressure though.
Yeah, very good pressure. But I do want to point out that no matter how old you are, when your adrenaline is pumping, you got a little extra strength, and you tend to throw high, whether it's baseball, basketball, football.
Right. He was not able to take that normal stride.
Right.
And so the ball goes high. So here come the Trojans now. 2nd down and 10 from their own 44-yard line. Tanner completes it over here to Octavian.
Cuts it inside.
Octavian still on his feet and finally down.
Good
inside the 50-yard line, down at the 45-yard line.
He was 4 yards short of that first down, Joe. Watch what he does here. As you see him take the pitch, pick up about 6 right there, moves to the inside. I didn't think that was a good idea. Cuts it back to the outside and just stretches and gets the first down.
Jason Dickerson along with Jared Cullen on the stop. So it's 1st down and 10 now for Lely. That is their 4th first down of the evening. So here come the Trojans now with the football at the 44-yard line of Naples. It's 71-0. Naples out ahead, 2:30 to go here in this second quarter. That time the ball just thrown too low. Octavian couldn't come up with a catch.
Octavian pretty well covered, but that was certainly thrown in an area where he could not come up with it.
So the incompletion stops the clock once again. 3rd down now.
Take a look here. Throw
actually,
was
it's 2nd down.
Too quick and too low. Octavian was actually ready, but it was just too short.
2nd down and 10 for the Lely Trojans, the 28th annual Coconut Bowl. Coming in, Naples had won 14. Lely had won 13. Looks like it's going to become a 2-game margin for the Golden Eagles as they lead 71-0 here with 2:35 to go in the first half. Tanner airs this one out. He's looking for Octavian, and that one is knocked down. Jumping up to get a hand on it was Jules Montaner.
Boy, and I tell you what, if we see that again, if Montaner doesn't touch that, Lely's got a touchdown. Take a look at this. Drops back, Good timing, but Monnier right there knocks it down. And look, on the other side of that ball was Octavian.
And he went high to do that as well. He looks like a tall youngster out there. Of course, we have no heights nor weights for the Naples High Golden Eagles. We explained that earlier in the telecast. So here they come now, the Lely Trojans with 3rd down and 10 from the 44-yard line of Naples. A bad snap, but Tanner picks it up and fires once again, intended for Octavian. But again, Tanner is on the ground. He got decked out there by a couple of Golden Eagles. Number 56, Francisco Clairvoy, and number 58, Jesse Riggins.
He's holding his ribs. You know, Octavian was kept pretty busy over here on the sideline. We're probably not going to see it, but I don't know exactly what happened, if he crashed into somebody or what. But see the ball skipping back about 3 bounces to the quarterback, who picks it up and fires.
So in to kick it away now is Brandon Tyler. Willie Bryce back deep for the Naples High Golden Eagles. Tyler gets off a driving spiral that has gone over Bryce's head in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 20-yard line. That one was 45 yards on the fly, but it goes into the end zone, so it comes back out now to the 20.
Really kicked a bullet out there. He could have, of course, he didn't have a whole lot of time, but I'm sure he would have liked to see some height on that.
Well, don't forget, you know, they blocked a couple, and one has gone, snap has gone over the punter's head.
Well, it's certainly excusable to get rid of that ball as soon as you can.
So here we go. Now, Josh Greco says, I need somebody else in the lineup here, Coach. I only got 10 guys. I know we're ahead 71-0, but I need 11 guys.
Still got to play with 11.
2 minutes, 19 seconds to go in the first half at Staver Field. Josh Greco hands it off, and that time the ball carrier is number 36, Danny Dunford on the carry.
Boy, and there's a couple of Lely guys down. That is landed on that tarp, which is just about 3 yards off.
That's
the field.
Gilliland.
It's hard.
That's Gilliland that is down over here on the near side. As you look again at Dunford, Dunford has scored. He's the guy that picked up that muffed pooch kick.
You mentioned Gilliland is the one that's still down. 74
is Tyler.
Tyler a little slow getting up too. That's hard over there.
So here comes Naples now. 1st down and 10. 2 minutes, 5 seconds to go in the first half. The Golden Eagles up 71-0. Josh Greco keeps the football himself. Now Greco pitches it out. Watch out, that could be a lateral. It bounces right back up into the hands of Billy Figglestaller, and Figglestaller gets it all the way down to the 30. You talk about how bounces go your way.
Yep.
There's another one, right?
I'll tell you, take a look at the, absolutely true.
Watch
really,
this.
really
Watch
bad
this bounce.
pitch. And
Boom,
that's
bounces right up to him.
Take a look at Brogan, number 18, coming all the way across, making the stick and bringing him down. So good tackle there. But yeah, when the bounces are going your way, you gotta be thankful.
Tommy Bogan on the stop, so it will be 1st down and 10 Naples at the 31-yard line. We'll call it the 30-yard line of Lely. 1:30 to go in the first half. The handoff, again, the big number 36, okay, and that is Danny Dunford, and Dunford is
touchdown saving tackle by Luke Virgo, number 80, who's still on the turf.
Virgo is down as they spot the football at the 2-yard line.
Good cut inside. He sees the goal line. He's just moving forward. Here comes Virgo. Just gets him right on the ankle.
So it'll bring up now 1st down and goal.
Good move.
As Virgo comes out of the football game. Senior 5'9", weighs just 160 pounds. Looks like he might have a little cramp problem. So the referee says crank up the clock. That's Larry Rorda. The Golden Eagles 1st and goal from the Lely Trojans 2-yard line. Receivers out wide to both sides. On the handoff, it goes in there that time to Figglestaller, and Figglestaller gets it in the end zone. Touchdown, Naples.
Giving Coleman a rest, as you see Greco hand it right off, and crossing the plane is Figglestaller. Tackle, by the way, Brandon Tyler, who met him just about a foot too late.
So there they go. Now in to attempt the conversion. Let's see, who is it going to be? Yes, it will be Zampogna. Remember, he didn't kick off the last time. They had Scott Turner kick off.
Well, they got 2 last time, too, with...
There's the snap. That
really
kick
nice.
is up, and it is good. So it is now 78-0 in favor of Naples with 1 minute, 6 seconds to go here in the first half at Staver Field.
Well, and there's a lot you can say about this game, Joe, but I think, you know, you and I never pick one team over another, and we never play homer for one or the other. But I'll tell you what, I want to see Lely get on the board. I really, really do, because I want to see this young quarterback.
Well, it would do them a world of good if they could put a couple of points on the board. I can see one of the trainers talking with Gilliland over here on the near side. There's that little youngster.
There's a couple of them.
Yeah, Lely has got some some future cheerleaders down there. They're trying to break into the squad.
Gymnasts in the making.
Yeah, they're all dressed up in their orange outfits. Of course, I see one of them looks like she's got a Florida State Seminole cheerleading outfit on over there. Of course, the East Naples team, you know, in the local Pop Warner program are known as the East Naples Seminoles. So that maybe she's a little cheerleader for them. That was an 80-yard drive in 4 plays, took 1 minute and 13 seconds.
Spectator Sports Restaurant bringing you this kickoff, their sponsoring kickoff. They invite you to come on over and enjoy some food and fun at their restaurant in the Sunshine Ace Plaza in Bonita Springs.
Turner's kick is fielded once again by Duprat. And Duprat's still on his feet at the 40, and he's all the way out to the 45-yard line before he's brought down. A young man by the name of Johnsley Duprat Jr., 5'7", 155-pounder. He just catches the football and goes right straight up the field.
You know, and we said this last time too, but watch him. He runs with his head up, as you should. He's picking his holes long before he gets there. Very deliberate in his movement, and just did a real good job. Got some good blocking up front and takes it out to the 45.
Well,
Miami
you can see that's
fan.
a Miami University of Miami hat. They take on the Florida State Seminoles up there, and that should be a good one in Doak Campbell Stadium. You know, the Seminoles have won like 58 straight games at Doak Campbell, so it should be a good one. Miami comes in ranked number 2 in the country in one poll and number 1 in the other. So here we go now, the handoff to Darius, and Alex gets it out to the 49-yard line. Brought down out there by Andrew Pavel. So here we go. It's second down and about 6 now for the Lely Trojans.
So Darius cut it inside and brought down once again by Pavel, and had a little help there from Cullen, it looked like.
Second down and 6 now for the Trojans.
Both bands getting ready for big halftime show. We're going to bring that to you in about 30 seconds.
Here they come now. And once again, this time the handoff goes in there to Duprat. And he gets it to the midfield stripe, and that's going to be it. The first half will be over here at Staver Field. With the score, the Naples High Golden Eagles 78 and the Lely Trojans nothing at halftime here in the 28th annual Coconut Bowl. We'll come back with some halftime festivities right after this. It's halftime. You can see the score, 78-0. Naples got 63 points in the first quarter. It was just absolutely unreal.
And it would take a while to run down the scoring.
Yes, in other words, they got. We can do it rather quickly, okay? In other words, they got 3 defensive scores before Lely even touched the football, okay? And then all of a sudden, it was just, you know, Greco throws a TD, and Greco throws another touchdown, his 3rd touchdown, and I tell you, he threw 3 touchdown passes in that first quarter. Coleman has scored 3 times, twice on a running play, once receiving a pass. So it's just been a complete domination by Naples so far. You're looking at the Lely Trojan marching band. Now, unfortunately, our camera positions tonight are on the visitor side of the field, and so they'll be performing facing the home side, so we aren't really going to be able to bring you the halftime shows here from Staver Field during the 28th Coconut Bowl. So with the score, Naples 28 and Lely nothing, it's halftime. We'll come back, take a look at the statistics right after this. You're looking at the Naples High Golden Eagle marching band right now. And believe it or not, they did turn around and say hi to us. But nonetheless, I tell you, their team is up 78-0. Let's take a look at the first half statistics. Now, it's hard to believe, okay, when you look at the number of plays, 46 for Lely to 27 for Naples, but Kevin, 4 defensive touchdowns for the Golden Eagles.
Before they even took a snap, right?
They got 3 before they took a snap, and then they got another one on the last play of the first half when Woolley ran that block punt back in. But nonetheless, 10 first downs to 4, 238 yards on the ground rushing for Naples. And of course, of that, Dwayne Coleman has 150 yards and just 9 carries. He's got 3 touchdowns tonight, 2 rushing and 1 on pass receiving. Speaking of passing, Lely is 3 out of 18, 1 interception. Naples 5 out of 8, but Greco's got 4 touchdown passes tonight.
There's some spectacular performances. Some of the runs that we've seen, Coleman specifically, just absolutely beautiful.
And then how about that one by Gordon when he went 61 yards on that pass completion when we thought he was trapped on the far side and broke loose and came done. But 378 total yards in the first half and just 39 for the Lely Trojans. So you can tell why the score is 78-0. Now I would think that as we come out now to start the second half, that with the score being 78-0, that we may very well see the running clock.
And let me dwell on one thing you were talking about just a moment ago, Joe. On the Naples side, on that right side of your screen that just went down, the number up at the top, 27 plays. 5 or 6 rows down, the total yards, 378.
Right.
That's just an awesome average.
So with the score, Naples 78 and Lely nothing here at halftime. We'll come back with the second half kickoff as you look at some of the excitement here at Staver Field after this.
Oh, let's get ready to march. It's the return of the Lely High School Tournament of Bands. Be there for all the music and pageantry of your favorite marching band. The first band takes the field at 5:30 Saturday, October 20th. The competition is sponsored by the Lely Band Boosters and the cost is $6 at the gate. So march on down to the Trojan Stadium to see great bands from all over the state compete for top honors. It's the return of the Lely High School Tournament of Bands.
It's times like this, you're really glad you have a State Farm agent. And State Farm's National Catastrophe Team, there at your side. Uniquely trained professionals who are on the scene, often in less than 24 hours. Working with our agents and local personnel to keep our good neighbor promise, providing the best service under the worst of conditions. Spending weeks, even months away from their own homes, all just to get you back in yours.
Always buckle up when you're in your car. Doesn't matter driving near or far. It's plain scary when you drink and drive. Please don't do it so you stay alive. Support your local high school cheerleaders.
Joe Klimas and Kevin Mortar back here as we get ready to start the third quarter at Staver Field in the 28th annual Coconut Bowl. The score, Naples 78 and Lely nothing. And since Naples deferred after winning the toss in the first half, they will kick off to the Golden Eagles. Teeing it up on the far side
John
is
Offit.
number 17, John Offit.
His first opportunity tonight to put foot to it, John. Joel, excuse me.
So Offit
This kickoff is sponsored by, of course, Spectator Sports. They've got a second place out there, Spectators North on Alico Road.
And Lely comes up with the onside kick and recovers over on the far side. It is picked up by Virgo, and so there is a big break for the Trojans.
Boy, let's take a look at that again.
Offit comes up with the onside kick. It goes the 10 yards. You see right there.
Right there.
And Luke Virgo comes up with it.
Onside.
Now, one of the things that I do believe the clock is running. They have agreed, the coaches have agreed that the clock will run. The only time it will stop now is on a timeout or an injury. It will not stop on an incompleted pass. It doesn't stop out of bounds. It doesn't stop after a score. They will just run the clock. Understandable with the score 78-0. That handoff
number 22
goes to Alex Darius, and Darius is stopped right there at the line of scrimmage. So it'll bring up second down now and 10.
Take a look at this again. As you see, the third man through, Darius gets that handoff, and he's just gets dragged down from the back. Once again in there in the tackle is big number 9, Jules Maltner.
Second down and 10 for Lely.
So now bringing the play in from Coach Merv Ward. He comes over as the sophomore quarterback, Ward Tanner. He gets the play from Coach Ward each time. And going into the football game now is Wilgen Serlin. He replaces Zach Pricer. And now they're telling them, come on over this way, and they have to call a timeout.
Darius, quick thinking there. Called the timeout.
So a timeout taken by Lely, and that will stop the clock.
Going to march the whole team over to this side, talk with Coach Merv Ward.
10 minutes, 23 seconds to go in this third quarter, 78-0. They just couldn't get the right players in the field in the right positions, and so they were forced to take a timeout.
Well, and there's a couple of players in there we haven't seen. Wilgen Serlin is one, number 13.
And you don't see Zach Pricer on offense too much either, but they're all in there. So there'll be some youngsters get an opportunity to play. All right, here comes Lely. The Trojans have it second down and 10 from their own, actually from the Naples 45-yard line. Out of the shotgun is Tanner. His pass complete to Darius, and Darius is brought down that time by L.J. Montnar. So give him a pickup of about 3, so it'll bring up a third down and 7 now for the Lely Trojans.
Out of the shotgun, quick pass over there. Also in on that play is Jared Cullen.
And Willie Bryce standing right there in case those other two guys
in case anybody missed, yeah. Coming in with the play is Luke Virgo, telling the quarterback, telling somebody. Okay, quarterback's coming with the play. Virgo did just check in.
They've been flip-flopping wide receivers. So here they go. They send 2 receivers out to the far side. They've got 2 receivers over here to the near side. And once again, Tanner in the shotgun alongside Radno. This time, Tanner airs this one out, and Willie Bryce comes down with the interception, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 10-yard line over here by Virgo. But nonetheless, it's still going to be first down and 10 for the Naples High Golden Eagles, thanks to Willie Bryce's interception.
Tanner just playing overshot Virgo on the side. Virgo turns into a defensive back real quickly. And Joe, we got a definite contender for your defensive player of the game.
Well, I'm kind of looking at Willie Bryce right now.
That's it.
So we'll see what happens. Again, he throws a nice football, but just a little bit too long. Those are some of those instances a lot of times, Kevin, when you underthrow the ball a little bit, your receiver has a better chance at stopping and coming back than the defender.
Very good point.
But that one was overthrown. So here comes Naples now from their own 15-yard line. And Greco gives it off to Coleman. And Coleman is wrapped up by Brandon Tyler. Tyler with a good stop.
Very good play by Tyler. Coleman had a hole there. You take a look at this, right in the center. Coleman's got a hole, and as he moves toward it, it just dissipates. But what doesn't is Brandon Tyler, who's there and makes the stop, gets a little help from his buddy Jan Boone, by the way.
Comes in from his linebacker spot. So it'll be third down and about 12 now from the 13-yard line for the Naples High Golden Eagles. Greco again gives it off to Coleman. Coleman tries to turn and spin, but he can't get away from Octavian, and Octavian wraps him up right at the 15-yard line, so it'll bring up 3rd down and 10 now for the Golden Eagles.
Well, Dwayne Coleman in these last 2 plays looking almost human.
He trying to spin. Nice tackle by Octavian. Coleman leaves the football game.
Take a look here. Octavian certainly makes the hit and makes the tackle, but look at all the white shirts that get in there too, want a piece of it.
That's Pete Seitz, the defensive coordinator.
He looks familiar.
Over here on the near side. So here we come now. Pete's hollering, watch for the tight end. Greco wants to throw, puts it up in the air, and that time way overthrows his receiver, Gordon. Now notice, you see the clock continues to run. It does not stop on an incompletion.
But Joe, are we seeing 3 and a punt?
This will be their first punt of the night. So we'll see who's going to go back to kick it away. It will be Scott Turner. Will be doing the punting for the Golden Eagles. Lely drops back double safeties. And Turner's kick is a wobbly end over end kick that bounces at the 45-yard line. And there's a mistake that time by Fritz Jocks. Fritz Jocks was running up to throw a block. He thought that Chris Gilliland was going to pick it up. That's one of those Alphonse Gaston things. All right, you take it, I got it.
Yep. And lost about 20 yards there. I think they just signaled for a fair catch and caught it. They would have been way back, about the 45.
So the Lely Trojans will get it at their own 35-yard line. That was a 50-yard punt, but of course he got most of it on the roll. And we've got an official's timeout. It will be the water break with 6 minutes and 16 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. It is 78-0. Naples out ahead of Lely. Time for us to sip some of this good Crystal Springs. We'll be back right after this. Yard line, Tanner under big pressure, down he goes, in there on the blitz that time, Pat Liebig. Liebig, nobody touched him, he just came blowing right through.
Well, somebody missed a blocking assignment because Tanner just got back into his stance to throw. Look at him saying, what happened? Watch, here comes Liebig,
right by.
Boom, just grabbed on and pulled him down. Liebig definitely has the height and weight advantage there, so the young quarterback's going to go wherever he pulls him.
Unfortunately, he ran right by Billy Wilkie that time. I do believe. See the big tall guy out there on the far side, number 69. So here we come now. It's 2nd down and about 20 yards to go for the Trojans.
Watch the blitz.
Tanner this time throws it. It's complete to Darius. Alex Darius looking for running room. Can't find any. He runs into a whole pile of blue shirts out about the 34-yard line.
Take a look, Joe. Naples gave him the underneath, but once he caught the ball and turned it upfield, watch right here, he looks, and all he sees is blue.
A lot of different numbers out there as far as the Naples High Golden Eagles defensively are concerned. You can see it, he throw underneath. Now what they're going to do more than likely is give you anything underneath because they're ahead 78-0. The clock is running. They just don't want to get beat deep.
Exactly, and what they're thinking is, you know, you got 2nd and 20, we'll give you 8, which they did.
Right, 3rd down and 11. Coming up now, once again out of the shotgun is Ward Tanner. Tanner fires over on the far side, incomplete, intended for Octavian. I like the way the PA announcer says broken up. That was so far over everybody's head, nobody could touch it. Flag down on the play, and it's back in the area around the quarterback, so let's see what happens. They're talking to the Lely Trojans.
So could see roughing.
We'll get the call now from referee Larry Rorda. And they will pick up the flag and mark off the penalty. We'll get the call.
Joe, like we mentioned, he has been under pressure all night. They've a lot of pressure. Of course, he just got dumped. Yep, roughing the passer.
So they move it out now to the 39-yard line.
Automatic first, is it?
It's so here we come now. It's a break once again for the Lely Trojans. 4 minutes, 6 seconds to go in the third quarter. Once again, remind you, this is a running clock. The clock will only stop on timeouts.
28, Baron Collier 19 in the fourth quarter.
So, as you can see, the official over there talking on the far side, and the clock continues to run. So here we go. Lely, first down and 10 now. They trail Naples 78-0. Ward Tanner gets the snap, just fires it out in the far side. It's bounced up in the air, and it is in and out of the hands that time of Reggie Carter. Carter had a chance to pick it off, but he was looking downfield to see where he could run. And the first thing you have to do, son, is catch the football.
First you catch it. That's an excellent point, Joe. He throws a rocket out there, and let's see if we can see who actually hit it.
It got bounced up in the air that time by number 20 for Naples. Yeah, that's L.J. Montanar.
So credit him with breaking it up. But, boy, when something goes up that high, you usually have 3 or 4 guys with a shot at it. And Naples did, but the ball hit the ground.
So it'll bring up a second down.
2nd and 10 for the Trojans.
Lely at their own 39-yard line. They bring 2 receivers to this side, send 2 to the far side. Once again, out of the shotgun. Tanner.
Pressure from the outside.
Airs this one out. Watch out. Puts that one up in the air, and it just comes down in the middle of nobody.
And take a look what happens here, Joe. It looked like both of the Lely defenders, or the offensive receivers, thought it was going to be picked, and they both thought they better turn into defenders, and the ball just kind of lands.
Yeah, it comes right in the middle of 4 guys. 2 with blue shirts on and 2 with white. So it's 3rd down and 10 now. Lely from their own 39-yard line. 2 minutes, 10 seconds, and the clock moving, as it will continue to move here. The only time the clock will stop now, other than a timeout or injury, if there's a power failure. 78-0 in favor of Naples. There's Tanner's pass complete to Octavian. Octavian looking for a couple of blocks. Gets down to the 40 before he's hit and dropped over there by Wesley Etienne.
Comes up a little gimpy. Let's hope he's okay, but that was a great catch, and it was a good cut up the middle to pick up another 5. Good, solid pass right in the numbers.
See, this is what they're looking for now. Yeah. See, Naples is giving them up underneath.
Exactly.
But now they're looking for what, the old yards after catch. And they picked up some good ones that time, thanks to Steve Octavian. It's first down, yards after catch.
Yak, I've never heard that. Well, that's good.
Or you can call it yak, whatever you want. Yak.
Good tackle there, as you mentioned.
See, you learned something, Kevin.
Yep.
All right, here we come now. Tanner again going to throw, and that time intended for Darius, but Alex just couldn't quite hang on. We've got 1 minute to play here in this third quarter, 78-0. Naples out ahead of Lely. Again, we remind you, it is a running clock.
Under a minute, by the way.
The coaches agreed at halftime, when the score was 78-0, that they would let the clock run. And if it's a 30-point differential, you can't do that until it is halftime, because it was 63-0 at the end of the first quarter. So here we come now. The Lely Trojans 2nd down and 10. Again out of the shotgun. Tanner, this time it is complete out here to Alex Darius. He catches it at the 34-yard line. In on the stop. I tell you what, Jared Cullen's been playing some good defense
He's been all
out there.
over that field tonight. Take a look at this catch. The ball's thrown behind him. Good little pickup by Darius. He just kind of one-hands it into his gut. And tackle right there. Tom Martucci in on that stop.
So Jared Cullen, a junior defensive back, getting some extended playing time tonight and playing well.
Very well.
Might have to rethink our defensive player of the game choice here. We'll wait and see. That's the end of the third quarter with the score. Naples 78, Lely nothing. We'll come back with the fourth quarter and a running clock right after this. We're getting ready to start the fourth quarter here at Staver Field in the 28th Annual Coconut Bowl. It is Naples 78 and Lely nothing. Again, we remind you, once they snap this ball, the clock will continue to run. will only stop on a timeout or an injury. So it's 3rd down and about 5 now for Lely. And Tanner's pass in behind Octavian. So it'll bring up a 4th down. And you know Lely's going to go for it.
You have to, yeah.
Well, they've got it at the 30, let's call it the 34-yard line of Naples. 4th down and about 5. Once again, our officials tonight, the referee is Larry Roorda, the umpire Mike Brown, the linesman is Steve Smith, the line judge is Dave Malmberg, and the back judge Rick Sanzone. Lely has run 58 plays to just 31 for Naples, but of course Naples got 4 defensive touchdowns and 10 first downs to 6 and 378 total yards for Naples to just 79 for the Lely
really
Trojans.
Remarkable numbers there. There's a snap. It's a little
there's
short.
A little low one,
yeah.
but this time Tanner looking over this way finally throws. He's
Open.
got Octavian. Octavian is at the 5, down to about the 3-yard line.
So take a look at that again. Last time, remember, the ball, there was a bad snap, but the ball was thrown right behind Octavian. Octavian got a hand on it, but really couldn't do anything with it. This one is right where he needs it, right in stride. Takes it all the way down. A great saving stop by Woolley.
I'd like to remind everybody that if you'd like a tape of tonight's game, call Flame Productions in Fort Myers at 939-1614. Each game tape is $49.95, or you can order online by going to www.flamepro.com. The phone number in Fort Myers is 939-1614. Here come the Trojans. 1st and goal from the 3. They turn around. They give it to Darius, and Darius is wrapped up by Liebig. He did not get in. And you know that the Naples Golden Eagles are trying as hard as they possibly can. They try not to let Lely get in that end zone.
Well, let's look at this goal line camera down there, and he really didn't get anywhere, did he, Joe?
No, they stopped him right there at the. They gave him maybe about a yard, so they call it now the 2-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 2. 9:45 to go in the game, and of course, again, we remind you, the clock is running.
Well, excellent goal line defense on that first play. There's still 3 more shots at it, but
so they power everybody up. That's Tanner. He gives it over to Darius. Darius tries to dive up in the air, and he can't make it. He's still on his feet as he almost broke loose and swung wide. But they brought him down once again, so it'll bring up 3rd down and goal now from the, just about the 1-yard line.
Doesn't like it there. He's wrapped up by Big Pat Liebig. Bounces off. And I believe the guy that was really down there on top of him is once again L.J. Montar.
So here they come now. They have it at the 1 to the Lely Trojans. I bet you the place will go wild if they get this football in the end zone. Lely trails 78-0 here in the 4th quarter. Ward Tanner. Again, his pass is intercepted. It is picked off
from the
by
8-yard line.
Eagles. And he is going to get caught. Number 56 caught from behind. Francisco Clerval is caught by Radno and Octavian. But I tell you, they tried to throw the fake. They tried to let it inside to Darius. And watch this hit now on Ward Tanner. Boom. He is down, and Tanner is slow getting up.
Number 24, Mike Woolley, one more time in with that tackle.
That's Octavian right there. And jumping on top of him was Adam Radno.
Take a look at Woolley now, 24. Puts him right down. The ball pops right up in the air. And boy, just...
I tell you, Clairvaux. Lely calls a timeout with 7 minutes and 55 seconds to go in the football game. It was an excellent call. Unfortunately, for the Lely Trojans, I mean, that's one of my favorite calls. Used to just fake the guy going in, but that time Tanner just had no time at all. As you mentioned, Woolley came in and just
right
leveled
in his
it.
face. As soon as he looked up and began to bring his arm back to throw it, boom, he was just smothered.
You're looking at the Lely Trojan cheerleaders. Not much to cheer about, but I tell you what, they hang right in there. I'd like to remind everybody that our player of the game brought to you by Beef O'Brady's, 7385 Radio Road in Naples and 4085 Hancock Ridge Road in Fort Myers. And don't forget our defensive and offensive players of the game, courtesy of our State Farm agents Gary Green in Fort Myers and Brian Glazier in Naples.
Good folks that really are great supporters of local high school football.
So here they come now, the Naples High Golden Eagles, after just thwarting the Lely Trojans. Josh Greco. Greco pumps it up, fires, it's complete on the far side. Flag down on the play as Greco's pass is caught by Steve McMullen.
It's coming back.
But that looks like where the penalty flag dropped, it looks like it's going to come back. 7 minutes, 30 seconds, and the clock moving.
And it is a hold.
So it's going to go against Naples. Kind of an odd call if you would throw when you're up 78-0. However, you want to give as much experience as you can to some of the youngsters in the football game. So they move it back now to the 36-yard line. The Golden Eagles, now they've replaced Greco. He's no longer in there. That is Willie Bryce in there running the offense now. And Willie Bryce gives it off that time to Danny Dunford, number 36.
Boy, and they're hitting out there, Joe. You can hear those pads all the way
Yeah,
up
I
here.
mean, you know, they're still going to play football. There's no question about that. So Willie Bryce, now Willie goes back out of the game, and in comes Josh Greco again.
Apparently needed a breather or get a quick drink of water or something.
6 minutes, 30 seconds, and the clock moving. It's a running clock here in the second half, folks. Greco, second down and 10. Wants to throw, fires it out, and it's complete again to McMullen. And McMullen still on his feet as he gets it down to the 15-yard line. That's going to be very close to a first down. See where they mark it. Then they call it first down and 10, Naples. 5 minutes, 57 seconds, and moving as you look at Greco. Complete out there to his junior wide receiver, Steve McMullen. And there's a timeout on the field. That is the water break. Here with 5 minutes and 55 seconds to go as you look at defensive coordinator Pete Seitz walking on to talk to his Lely Trojans. 78-0. Naples out ahead of Lely. We'll come back after this. Inside that time to number 32, Billy Figglestaller. And Figglestaller goes in from the 15-yard line. Touchdown, Naples High.
Boy, as we take a look at that again, busted a couple of blocks on the left side, or excuse me, the right side, and just takes it in. Doesn't get touched again until he's well inside the end zone. Little hurdle, couple of breaks, and nothing but green.
So here comes now into attempt a conversion. Will be Zampogna. Out of the hole of Willie Bryce. Kick is up, and it is good. Now notice again, the clock does not stop. The clock will just continue to run. So our Beef O'Brady's player of the game tonight will be Josh Greco, who has thrown 4 touchdown passes. Dwayne Coleman will be our State Farm offensive player of the game, thanks to Gary Green in Fort Myers. And our defensive player of the game will be number 6, Willie Bryce, and Brian Glazier out of Naples, those fine State Farm agents.
Just a tremendous performance by Naples offensively, defensively, and right off the bat, the very beginning of the game, time after time, the Naples special defense, the special teams just really rising to the occasion. Terrific, terrific play by them.
4 minutes, 32 seconds. The clock continues to run. With this clock, speaking of running, Kevin Mortar will be running downstairs to chat with our player of the game and our winning coach, Bill Kramer. This kickoff brought to you once again by spectators. Don't forget 2 locations now. One off Bonita Beach Road in the Sunshine Plaza, and then one in South Fort Myers, just north of Alico Road on US 41. Once again, to kick it off will be number 12, Scott Turner, here for the Golden Eagles. They now lead 85-0 over the Lely Trojans. So we're just waiting for everybody to get ready. Referee Larry Ruerda says, let's play. So here they come now. And Turner, a little pooch kick, and that goes out of bounds. Who's going to come up with it? Did the Naples High Golden Eagles come up with that football over on the far side? So that's interesting whether or not that was intentional or not. It looks like it might have just gone off the side of his foot. And it bounces around on the far side, and coming up with it, as they don't zoom in, if they zoom in a little closer, we could see over on the far side, but nonetheless, it is Naples. I'm not so sure that was an intentional pooch. He may have just missed that kick. The clock continues to run, 2 minutes, 50 seconds to go. Number 2, Steve Merriman comes up with the recovery for Naples High. All right, here we come now. The Golden Eagles at the 37-yard line. They give it off again to Merriman, and Steve Merriman gets it just across the 35-yard line. We'll call it the 34, so it'll bring up 2nd down and about 9. Radno on the stop, as you can see. He comes out of the game now. 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the football game, 85-0. The 28th Coconut Bowl. Willie Bryce. And Willie Bryce slips as he tried to reverse his field, and he is wrapped up out there by number 54, Jan Boone, along with number 59, Grant Reed. So they spot it back at the 40-yard line, so it'll bring up 3rd down and about 14 yards to go here for the Naples High Golden Eagles. 1 minute, 40 seconds to go in the football game, 85-0 in favor of Naples. This is one in which you will go home scratching your head. So it appears as though Naples is just going to let the clock run. It is 3rd down and about 15 yards to go. And now Naples High calls a timeout. The officials have indicated a timeout, and it's going to be a delay called against the Naples High Golden Eagles. So there is no timeout. It's just a delay of game. And it appears as though Naples they're almost reluctant to snap the football. So here they come. Willie Bryce at quarterback. They're not going to snap it again. They're going to let the clock run. They're going to take another 5-yard penalty. Now they're going to take another 5-yard penalty as the clock runs now inside 40 seconds. So they'll just mark off another 5 yards, and once they do that, then that will be it. They'll just let the clock run out. So the Naples High Golden Eagles, 85-0 over the Lely Trojans. And we are now approaching 10 seconds to go in the game. We're inside 10, and they will just step off another 5 yards, but of course it doesn't matter because the clock continues to move, and they won't even step off the penalty. They're going to let it run out. So that's it. This football game is over. And if you can believe it, the final score